Hi everyone, I'm Emily Yakashiro and welcome back for a few bonus videos connected to my previous series, A Course in Production. The bonus videos for this course will consist of 3 thought exercises based on the writings of 3 of today's top career and personal development authors. For this video though, I want to focus on some of the trends that I'm seeing in production in Vancouver's animation industry and how you can adapt these trends to your own career. With an industry growing as quickly as the animation industry is in Vancouver, one thing that I'm seeing in all departments, including production, is that we have a lot of folks being promoted more quickly than what might be appropriate. The more studios and projects we have, the more production staff we need, of course. Currently, there is a bit of a shortage in Vancouver of skilled and trained production staff, so you see a lot of folks being promoted at fast rates to fill the many roles that are opening up. The pro of this, of course, is that most of us in production want to continue to expand our roles with the long-term goal of being a producer, so fast promotions help us get there. Another pro of this trend is that it also gives those of us who want to get into production but aren't currently more of a chance at getting their foot in the door because there's more roles available. With these promotions, we seemingly achieve our goals more quickly. These promotions usually include salary increases as well, of course, and the prestige of a higher ranking role. I'm also encouraged to see that a lot of studios are taking risks and being more innovative in their promotion practices, including embracing a more diverse management staff. The downside of promoting production staff quickly is that we arrive to a role we're not necessarily prepared for. Being in over your head or being thrown into the deep end is one thing, and my bigger concern is that we aren't taking the care to be as well-rounded in our skill set as we should be. We often think of promotions as being due when we have achieved a certain set of goals and accomplishments, as well as a core understanding of certain tasks associated with whatever our role in production is. With a fast promotion, we might look back and think our success is due to one particular facet of our performance and continue to hone this, while not understanding the importance of other parts of the job our new role might demand. In other words, it's a bit of a false sense of success. Remember, this is just a trend that I'm seeing, which means that not all studios will follow this trend and promote quickly, which means that the value and meaning of your role can fluctuate a lot. For example, just because you're soaring through the ranks of Studio A doesn't mean your skill set will be valued as such at Studio B. Every studio has their own standards and role descriptions for production. If you are not aware that you're being promoted at a rate and to a role you typically wouldn't be elsewhere, it can be a bit of a rude awakening when you leave Studio A to find that Studio B, C, and D think you're actually a peg or two below where you were at Studio A. If this news is surprising or concerning to you, it's okay. Talk to your career mentor, ask for a performance review at your current place of employment if you haven't had one yet, and lastly, and I think most importantly, be responsible for your own learning and growth. You can do this in your own spare time by taking a course, reading a career book, or of course you can keep on watching these videos. The second trend I'm seeing in production is the emergence of more supervising producers. I rather think this is how many studios are handling the trend in point one. They don't have the time or the resources to train all of us newbies. So what they are doing is appointing an experienced line producer to supervising producer, who in turn may oversee newer and less experienced associate, line, or regular producers. It might be the case that supervising producers handle bigger picture conversations like more challenging client relations, big schedule changes, show bids, and training producers to maintain a show budget for the first time. I think this is a clever solve to what is an industry-wide trend, and I'm excited to see where this goes. After all, having more supervising producers necessarily builds in more mentorship and guidance into the production hierarchy. The last trend I wanted to observe in this video is that I'm seeing more roles open up in production, focusing specifically on our more technical departments in animation, such as pipeline and IT. I find this really encouraging for a couple of reasons. First, our technical departments are often underserved by production due to what is usually a gap in knowledge, not due to a lack of interest from our more technical departments in having assistance from production. Traditionally, production staff know about artist management, organization, and documentation. We don't normally know as much about bidding out pipeline milestones, coding, managing the farm, software versions, etc. However, you can see that our baseline skill set is pretty transferable to helping our more technical departments. It's encouraging that there is a bit of a precedent for this. We know about project managers and coordinators in software, and I'm excited to see this practice is carrying over to animation. The second reason I'm excited to see more tech roles open up for production is because we already have a lot of very technically savvy folks in production, and I think it opens up possibilities for our more technical crew, like say, riggers and technical animators who want to move into production. Typically, when we think of artists who want to move into production, we think of lighters, animators, etc. But if we see our more technical artists wanting to transition into production roles, our understanding and practices become more informed. New frontiers are open for us, and we can close some gaps that might exist currently between production, creative and technical roles on a given show or project.